Welcome back. Now, more than 20 fashion designers will showcase their works at the 2023 edition of the Soweto Fashion Week. The event will be held at the Soweto Theatre in Jabulani from the 1st to the 4th of November. Joining us now for more on the Soweto Fashion Week is founder Stephen Manzini and Be Beautiful Hair Assistant Brand Manager Mary Yiadom. Thank you so much to both of you for joining us this evening.
Thank you very much for having us, Katlego.
It's an absolute pleasure. Stephen, let's start with you. Soweto Fashion Week has been around for many, many years. We've seen so many brands and fashion icons bloom out of this concept. Talk to us about the Spring Summits, the 2024 collection. What inspired that?
Okay, so every season, even if you notice in retailers, you'll find that they change outfits, they change colors, they change the collections that are in the stores,
right,
because the season has changed. So that's the same way with local fashion. Our designers need to always innovate. Obviously, we take something from the international market, then we blend it with the local market, and we create local, fashion in terms of spring-summer collection.
So what could we look forward to for spring-summer 2024?
You can look forward to be surprised. I mean, there's a lot of, we've got new talent as well. We've got our emerging designers block that we created earlier this year, where we've got designers, fresh designers, jeans, jean makers, designers have got fresh ideas in terms of the stuff that they want to put out there into the market. So people are going to be wowed with what we're going to put together. And I mean, yeah, it's going to be a lot of new things, but at the same time, change of season, so change of style.
Change of season, change of style, and also change of how you've been doing things. This year you collaborating with Be Beautiful Hair, which will be coming in not only to create the hair designs of those that will be walking the ramp in terms of the fashion design, but most importantly, they'll be also having their own hair show. Talk to us about this partnership.
So this partnership came about in terms of them coming on board as a brand partner. So they bring in the hair aspect, whereby they're going to be showcasing, blending in with our clothing designers. So there'll be a fusion between the fashion aspect with the hair aspect in terms of how do we display, the garments to the best of our ability. So this is meant to enhance the show. So this partnership is a great partnership. Be Beautiful it's new in the market, but then they've got brand experience in terms of what the African lady is looking to put on the hair.
Mary, let's bring you in on this conversation. I mean, Be Beautiful is new, as Stephen mentions, in the market. There's quite a very big and lucrative market, that being of black African hair. How do you position yourselves as a brand within this market?
So as a brand, we believe that every woman is beautiful. So we want every woman to be empowered with our products. And we acknowledge that there are players in the market, but we are different. We are playing in our own lane. And we are here to make a difference. I would say you will have to put the hair on to experience it.
Right.
Yeah. I don't want to oversell it, but you have to feel it for yourself.
Yeah. And why specifically Soweto Fashion Week, and what sort of designs will we see coming out of this collaboration?
So obviously Soweto Fashion Week is all about fashion, and we have a lot of similarities as a brand. We are all about the innovation, we are all about trendiness and style. So when Soweto Fashion Week came, we were like, why not collaborate with them? We are working on exciting collaboration with our stylist. I wouldn't want to give too much away, but we are playing with the hair, we are going crazy with the hair, and it will just showcase how beautiful and diverse our brand is. We have different range. We have the ones like you can use to do normal braids like this. Then we have our dread range as well, which has 2 different range. So we will definitely be playing around with that. All our models will be in some type of braids. And yeah.
Sounds very exciting. Sounds very exciting. Stephen, going back to Soweto Fashion Week, just talk to us about the economy around the event. I mean, it's been around for many, many years. How many jobs do you create within that time? How much does it contribute towards the economy of Soweto in terms of caterers, in terms of security personnel that you probably hire during that time?
Yeah, so during the time of Fashion Week or building up to Fashion Week, we employ between 100 and 120 people at that time, doing different things, you know, and we've done training with some of them in terms of how do we build a high fashion platform in the township. Obviously, we do have other people who are not from Soweto come in and bring in their expertise so that because the whole agenda, the whole mission is to build a fashion capital in Soweto. Fashion capitals were built this way. You know, if you look at your Milan and New York, it started off with Fashion Week, and people came in and brought in their own fashion. So there's a lot of jobs that come into play, even if directly and indirectly. The players, service providers, like you said, caterers are coming in. Some of them is not just Soweto, also Joburg South. So there's a lot of players involved, but between 100 and 120 people, those are the ones that are involved. Yeah.
And what links are there between designers and business? Because at the end of the day, the creativity needs to turn out in some kind of revenue. We need to see many of them in our retail stores. Are there any programs or possibilities in the near future of those linkages?
So the approach that we've taken, because we realized it was taking a bit of time to sort of go from the brands, taking them into retail. Some of them have succeeded in doing that, but some of them have not. But you may find that the customer understands the designer. So selling it directly to the consumer makes it a lot easier. For instance, if you have pop-up spaces, shops, or we set up collaborations with some malls where we do exhibitions with the designers, then someone comes and says, hey, I like that, you know, then that's a direct sale. So those are things that we are working on, have been working on, in terms of instead of waiting for a certain criteria from retail store, we can also just directly deal with the customer.
And Mary, in terms of access, same with regards to how consumers will then, after liking the hair at Fashion Week, where would people be able to find Be Beautiful hair?
So we are already in the market. We are currently playing majorly in 4 provinces, but obviously we are working on getting footprint into the others. So we are heavily in Gauteng, KZN, Western Cape, and we just penetrated into Eastern Cape. You can find the product at leading cash and carries and wholesalers and some cosmetic stores. We also have a team on ground that makes the product accessible to anyone that is not within the reach of, you know, these wholesalers. So if you need the hair, if you have a special order, we do have guys on ground that can get the product to you. Yeah.
Very interesting. So, Stephen, beyond the fashion and beyond the hair, I can imagine that for a brand such as Soweto Fashion Week to live beyond even just the seasonal fashion weeks that you host, there are some kind of products that you would create in order to have that longevity, especially in creating income-generating products. What is that for you?
Okay, so we realized, I mean, this came about, you know, people don't like to talk about it anymore, but COVID made us realize something to say we need to think out the box, you know. So that's why we decided to come up with ideas in how we can generate revenue, even generate jobs on a much more 12-month basis. So that needed us, you know, to come up with ideas. Then we came up with the idea of creating a product or multiple products, which we're still working on, but we have few that are actually available on the market. So we've created a perfumery. We make it ourselves, Sense of Soweto. It's a spin-off from Soweto Fashion. You could realize, you know what, somebody came on board and said, look, we've got raw materials. We can guide you in how to create your own brand. So we're not getting ready-made product from maybe an international brand and just putting out a label on it. We actually know what's inside the packet, what's in the bottle. We know the ingredients. It's signature scents. People should look out for it. It's on takealot right now, currently.com.
That's very interesting. How important was that for you to have that kind of ownership in terms of the ingredients and knowing what goes into such a product?
It was very important because we didn't want to copy and paste. So we needed to actually create something that someone say, it's very different. We even have, it's organic products, most of them. We've found a way to make it very cost effective for the consumer. So we try to find also competitive prices to try and curb this international trend of pirated perfume that we're seeing in the market. There's a lot of that happening. So we said, how do we create a locally, proudly South African-made product with competitive prices? And we've actually done it.
All right. Lastly, Mary, what can people look out for in terms of the Fashion Week, but most importantly, the hair show that will be taking place at Fashion Week?
So it's just a preview to our brand. We are coming in big. We are coming in with innovative styles. We are coming in with fashion, real fashion, and we just want everyone to come and experience it for themselves. It's something they've never seen before, and yeah, it's going to be epic.
Well, we certainly look forward to it. Mary Stephen, thank you so much for joining us this evening. We wish you all the best, and we do hope for more collaborations between the two brands in future fashion weeks. Thank you so much for your time.
Having you there as well.
I certainly look forward to being there.